In the headlines, police arrest Abba Kyari as travails of suspended Super Cop continues. Suspected killers of Hanifa Abubakar makes U-turn, pleads not guilty to 4-count charges in court. How Boko Haram recruits 8,000 child soldiers to fight its cause. And on the foreign scene, Canada's Prime Minister Trudeau invokes emergency powers in response to trucker protest. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Now, suspended head of Intelligence Response Team DCP Abba Kyari has been arrested by the police. Reports say that the police arrested DCP Kyari alongside 4 others on Monday. The police arrested him hours after the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency declared him wanted over alleged drug links. The suspended DCP is also under investigation after the Federal Bureau of Bureau of Investigation of the United States of America indicted him in the case of fraud involving Instagram celebrity Ramon Abbas, also known as Hush Puppy. Meanwhile, travails of Abba Kyari did not start now. In this news commentary, Daily Trust Deputy Editor-in-Chief Abdulaziz chronicles his high and low moments.
At a point in his career, he was seen by many as a Nigerian version of the American super cop Elliot Ness, an incorruptible crime buster on a mission to weed out criminal elements from the society. However, unlike many dutiful men of the security services who barely get heard for what they do, Kyari was heard and lavishly seen. This, for cynics, was the first alarm. Kyari began his ascent to limelight with his appointment as the officer in charge of the defunct Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, Lagos State in January 2011. He went on to carve a niche for himself by busting syndicates of criminals, armed robbers, kidnappers, and internet fraudsters, amongst others. He joined the Nigerian police force as a cadet assistant superintendent of police in 2000 and served at different times at Song, Giri, and Numan local government areas and made local news for his arrest of a notorious armed robber called Ndagi, also known as Spirit. He recorded headline-grabbing milestones including the arrest of kidnapping kingpins Evans in Lagos and Wadume in Taraba, and led the rescue of a relative of President Muhammadu Buhari from a kidnapper's den in Kano. For years, the senior police officer operated not only as a super cop with the proverbial magic wand for unraveling crime, but also a celebrity cop with his life and tasks, including sensitive missions, blogged on Instagram and other social media platforms. It was, however, heartbreaking for many of his fans when, in August last year, details of his close relation with celebrity internet fraudster Ramon Olorunwa Abbas, alias Hush Puppy, were made public. The United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, which released the details as part of its probe into a $1.1 million fraud committed by the conman, indicted Kyari as a partner in the fraud. As sensational as it was, the U.S. government's 2021 indictment of the super cop was not the first time he will be accused of compromise, nor is it likely to be the last, going by the most recent scandal which broke out involving him. In the past, Kyari and his team were accused of human rights abuses, molesting suspects, and converting confiscated property. The super cop, who initially denied any link with Hush Puppy when the sordid details of their relationship began resurfacing, kept changing the story by editing the Facebook post 12 times. Kyari was subsequently suspended from service and a probe panel instituted to investigate him. But 6 months later, the police authorities are yet to take a stand on the issue, with many commentators suspecting a cover-up grander than the usual esprit de corps, with unresolved allegations of gross misconduct pending against him. The latest accusation coming from no less than the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, linking him with drug cartels has sealed Carey's reputation as an expert in running with the hare and hunting with the hounds.
Now, self-confessed kidnapper and suspected killer of 5-year-old Hanifa Abubakar, Abdul Malik Tanko, has pleaded not guilty to 4 out of the 5-count charges read to him by a Kano State High Court presided over by Justice Usman Naaba. Tanko and his co-accused, however, admitted to conspiracy to commit a kidnap and denying kidnapping itself and the subsequent murder of Hanifa Abubakar. Presiding Judge Justice Usman Naaba adjourned the case for hearing and presentation of witness to 2nd and 3rd of March this year. Prosecution Counsel and Attorney General of the Kano State, Lawan Musa, says the prosecution will present all their witnesses before the court to prove the offense against the defendants. Counsel for the 3rd defendants, Labaran Usman, says that he is ready to defend Abdul Malik Tanko.
To commit a kidnapping, which 2 of them admitted, that is Abdul Malik and Hashimu. Fatima, of course, denied all the charges. Of course, as the law stipulates, the next thing is for us to bring in our witnesses. Of course, the court also agreed with us and adjourned the matter to March. It gave us 2 clear days, that is I think 1st and 2nd and 3rd day of March, for us to bring all our witnesses.
We've marshaled our points by parading lawyers that will defend the 3 defendants in this case. And the charges or count charge read them. They've answered it, some were denied. So we are prepared to go into hearing on the 2nd to 3rd of March. There are about 5 count charge.
How many has he pleaded guilty?
They acknowledged the first count, while they denied the rest. There are over 20. Only a few came today because of other courts. From the legal aid council and other pro bono lawyers. Yes, the first count charge that was admitted was conspiracy to commit the offense, which they admitted, while the rest were denied.
Meanwhile, Chief Judge of Zamfara State, Justice Kulu Aliyu, has inaugurated a 7-member investigative panel to investigate the allegations of gross misconduct, financial fraud and abuse of office against the state's Deputy Governor, Mahadi Gusau. Justice Kulu, after the inauguration of the 7-member panel, however, did not give a time frame to the panel within which they are expected to complete their assignment and submit their report.
As part of the impeachment proceedings against the Zamfara State Deputy Governor Mahadi Gusau, the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Kulu Aliyu, has inaugurated 7-member investigative panel. 18 members of the Zamfara State House of Assembly had, during the extraordinary plenary session last Thursday, the 10th of February 2022, unanimously resolved to direct the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Kulu Aliyu, to constitute investigative panel against the Deputy Governor Mahadi Gusau. The assignment of the panel is to investigate the allegations of gross misconduct, financial fraud, abuse of office and breach of the Constitution against the state's Deputy Governor. The Chief Judge, Justice Kulu Aliyu, said she received a letter of request from the Speaker of the State Assembly dated 10 February 2022 to constitute a panel to investigate the allegation against the Deputy Governor. According to her, the use of word shall in Section 188 imposes a duty on me as the Honorable Chief Judge of Zamfara State to appoint a panel of 7 persons who are of unquestionable character, integrity, and honesty to investigate the allegation of the Deputy Governor.
Within 7 days of the passing of a motion under the foregoing provisions of this section, the Chief Judge of the State shall, at the request of the Speaker of the House of Assembly, appoint a panel of 7 persons who, in his opinion, are of unquestionable integrity, not being members of any public service, legislative houses, or political party, to investigate the allegation as provided in this section. Based on the above constitutional provisions, I received a letter of request from Right Honorable Speaker of the Zamfara State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Nasiru Ma'azu Magaria, with reference number ZAMH SPK/G/2022/002, dated 10th February 2022, to constitute a panel to investigate the allegations against the Deputy Governor of Zamfara State, His Excellency Barrister Mahdi Ali Muhammad Gusau, pursuant to the resolution passed by the Zamfara State House of Assembly in each sitting.
Chairman of the 7-member investigative panel, retired Justice Tanko Soba, promised to carry out the assignment in accordance with the Constitution and will give the embattled Deputy Governor of Zamfara State fair hearing.
In law, there must be fair hearing, that is, both parties must be heard. In this light, the law and procedure of Zamfara State High Court are to guide both the court and the learned counsel for both parties.
Justice Kulu Aliyu charged the panel to work as a team and concentrate on the issues contained in the notice of allegation against the Deputy Governor. There is no terms of reference and time frame given to the 7-member panel. The Zamfara State lawmakers are bent on impeaching the State Deputy Governor, Mahdi Gusau, despite the court order restraining them from taking any action against the embattled number 2 citizens.
Now, at least 8,000 boys and girls have been recruited by Boko Haram. United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, is calling on government to sign handover protocol for children encountered in the course of armed conflict in Nigeria and Lake Chad Basin region. The international organization made the call when marking the International Day Against Child Soldiers in Maiduguri. The report.
To education as well as violating their rights. For the International Day Against the Use of Child Soldiers by non-state armed groups, UNICEF is calling on stakeholders to negotiate the release and reintegration of children back to the society and most especially prevent the recruitment of child soldiers.
But the reality today is that many girls and boys are still in custody. Many are also abducted and used as soldiers, armors, spies, cooks, and farmhands. Many girls have been forcibly married by their abductors, beaten, raped, and violated in ways unimaginable.
Stakeholders at the event commended the organization for recognizing the day and pledged to continue the support of rehabilitating and sponsoring basic knowledge, skills, and education of released child soldiers in the state.
We call them the standard operation guidelines. We take as we reintegrate them. They are not just released into the communities. We bring the communities' major stakeholders to participate in the process. And before these children are reintegrated, they undergo through series of MPHSS and other support. I mentioned religion, I mentioned psychological, even psychiatric.
Child soldiering has so many causes, and unless and until we identify such causes, we will continue to have such problems of child soldiers. One of these problems of child soldiers is poverty, neglect, revenge, and the conflict itself.
The message to armed groups and state actors is to understand that the right tools for children are pens, papers, watercolors, and not guns and bombs.
You're watching Trust News Update, coming up after the break. Price of cooking gas cripples gas plants. Details and more shortly.
Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I'm Zainab Bala. For more news, follow us across all our social media platforms.
The nightmare that most of these Pape residents have dreaded for many years is finally happening.
The place is a skeleton of itself, a place that was once busy with patients trooping in and out.
I'm standing right now. I'm standing on top of the Maloney Hill in the ancient city of Kefi.
Cooperation. I know communities where they are contributing to buy locally manufactured guns to defend themselves.
Being a Nigerian entrepreneur, and I am going to be taking you on a journey to show you the beautiful, the motivational and resilient nature of Nigerian entrepreneurs.
Behind me is the Arewa Textile Mill, established in 1963 and eventually closed down in 2004.
We are still going into some other hideouts to see if any apprehensions will be made tonight.
Let's travel down to Shekau, a community in Yobe State, to talk to Shekau's mother on what she thinks about this development.
Well, even to be a magistrate is a funny thing.
Yes. Have things changed? Is there more corruption now in the judiciary? What can we do about it?
Well, this is one of the internally displaced camps here in Gusau, the Zamfara State capital.
Thanks for staying here watching Trust News Update. Let's have another look at some of the top stories again. Suspended head of Intelligence Response Team, DCP Abba Kyari, has been arrested by the police. Self-confessed kidnapper and suspected killer of 5-year-old Hanifa Abubakar, Abdul Malik Tanko, has pleaded not guilty to 4 out of the 5 count charges read to him by a court, Kano State High Court, presided over by Justice Usman Naaba. In other news, Rivers State Primary Health Care Management Board says it has doubled its effort in continuations of her commitment to take COVID-19 vaccinations closer to the people and bridge the gap of low vaccination records of COVID-19 vaccine uptake in the state. The board says that the move will address some of the gaps in knowledge and concerns on COVID-19 vaccines. The report.
While residents join the world in celebrating Valentine's Day, Rivers State Primary Health Care Management Board takes its sensitizations and free COVID-19 vaccination campaign to Rumo Dumaya Market, popularly called Rumo Koro Market. The board, in partnership with Rivers Media for Health, took the advocacy for the uptake of COVID-19 vaccine is busy mobilizing traders who turned up in their numbers to take the jab. Speaking to newsmen shortly after taking the vaccine, some of the traders say that due to tales they have read on social media on the alleged negative effect of the vaccine, they were afraid to take the vaccine initially, but have been motivated to do so after a better explanation on the efficacy of the vaccine to save lives.
This is my first dose. But before now, I was like having double mind about the vaccine. But I made up my mind because I've seen that the vaccine is highly important to us as citizens of Nigeria, and at the same time, we need to take our vaccine so that we can be able to have our things done normal and also obey the rules and regulations of the country, and also have our health and be safe in all ramifications of life. And at the same time, so that we can be able to do things with our fellow neighbors, friends, relatives who have taken, and be to also save their life also.
Yes, I just take the first dose. Before I have doubt on the vaccine. I even tell my madam not to take it. But now I will advise her to come and take it, as I just reached from now. And I advise other people to come and take it because it is for our prevention of our health. People should not doubt it because there are so many issues going on social media that people should not take it. They are doing this for that. Oh, that is not true. People should ignore that and come and take the vaccine for the betterment of our health.
This is my first dose. What prompted me is because of the adverse effects this virus has had on people. It has taken lives and has caused economic setback. And the harm it has caused some nations have not really bounced back. Let me just say, we're still, especially Nigeria, we are yet to recover. I will advise everybody to please take this injection, take this vaccine, because it's very important. Nobody knows what this year will come up with. But I pray that nothing happens again. It should end and end once and for all. But then prevention is better than cure, because it's very contagious, and you can't even imagine just a touch on the surface, you contact it. Sneezing, you contact it. We never can be too careful enough to prevent this disease. So it's important we take it.
A consultant family physician in Port Harcourt, Dr. Simeon Urian, also stressed the need for all residents of the state to get vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus. Dr. Urian, who is also the head of Department of Family Medicine, Rivers State University Teaching Hospital, said that the erroneous belief about the vaccine is slowing down vaccination in some parts of the state. He called for improved campaign on the importance of the vaccine to everyone, irrespective of age and religion.
Reluctant because of the so-called conspiracy theory behind COVID-19 and the vaccine. But as concerned everything new, uptake will not be that easy. So continuous education about the importance of the vaccine. Yes, vaccine will not stop the infection, but it reduces the effect of the infection. So I want to advise people that they should listen to the head expert and then do the needful by submitting themselves for the vaccination, so that they will not regret, oh, I wish I have taken the vaccination.
Officials of the Primary Healthcare Board said the state government will continue to intensify advocacy on the importance of taking COVID-19 vaccine in order to prevent further spread of the pandemic across the state.
Now, fuel scarcity in Ilorin is biting harder on motorists and residents, as most of the filling stations are full of motorists lining up on long queues for hours. At some of the stations around Offa Garage, the long queues of vehicles could be seen as residents and motorists try to outdo one another to be attended to. They lament that the shortage is affecting their daily activities, making them late to work, even as they urge government to find a lasting solution to the fuel scarcity.
But yeah, buy your fuel. What do you think is the solution? The solution is the federal government. They are the one that can help us. So we can't help ourselves.
Seriously, it has been affecting us. Because I am saying myself, as I see, I'm late for office originally, and I didn't have any in my car. And I can see, I glory to God for this rain oil, because so far when I was there, it did not sell any jerry can. So that's why I'm unable to, I'm able to buy now.
Okay, it took you like how many minutes, how many hours before you get for it?
I came here like around 45 minutes ago. Yes.
So what do you want to tell the federal government, sir?
That they should please, because all this in myself, I didn't understand it. So, but I know they understand it very, very well. So let them at least put more effort to make it easy for us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
In a similar vein, motorists spend hours on long queues to get fuel in Kaduna. The motorists say that the situation needs to be addressed by the government in order to alleviate their hardship. The report.
Kaduna Metropolis, like many cities in Nigeria, is experiencing long queues at the filling stations, especially within the metropolis. Though some filling stations are closed due to non-availability of the product, others are busy dispensing fuel, but with long queue to contend with. Some of the motorists who spent hours on the queue narrate their ordeal.
I have spent more than 3 hours on this queue and the line is not moving at all, and I don't know the reason. And the people selling black market get access easily to the fuel. They surpass us and go in. Immediately, they will be giving fuel. This is cheating. I was at the filling station since 8 a.m. On getting to the pump, they said the fuel is finished. I left and went to NNPC in Mando. I did not get fuel. Now I'm at Angon Shanu. I have already spent over 1 hour here. I hope to get the fuel.
So far I've spent like 30 minutes to 1 hour. Yeah. And still there's a lot of queue in front of me, honestly. And I don't know when I'm going to leave here.
As the fuel scarcity bites on them, the motorists call on the government to bring an end to the scarcity.
I am calling on the government to help us and make things easy for us and reach an agreement with the suppliers of fuel. And rumors have been going around about them going on a strike. We just want the government to do something about the situation. We are tired.
We call on the government to help us, get us out of these difficulties, because it has not been easy for us, honestly. Yeah.
At a particular filling station within the metropolis, the camera captured black marketers counting their gains while others are on the queue waiting endlessly.
Staying with oil and gas matters, some marketers of liquefied petroleum gas LPG in Gombe State said hike in prices of cooking gas is severely affecting their business amidst low turnout of customers. A kilogram of LPG in Gombe sells at 650 naira, a slight reduction from 800 per kg sold in the past. Ibrahim Ismail reports that some sellers in Gombe lose customers who cannot afford to buy cooking gas because of the hike.
Although the price of liquefied petroleum gas LPG has dropped from prices ranging between 750 naira to 650 naira per kilogram, some Nigerians are still not satisfied with the slight decrease. Trust TV's visit to one of the largest gas plants in Gombe show low turnout of customers, and plant operators say their business has been affected by the hike in price of the LPG.
Our customers have reduced. Some people say they can't really afford to pay for gas. They better go for the normal local way of cooking. So we are suggesting that if the price rate can reduce, and the price rate right now, for now we're having the price rate about 664 per kg. Then it's about 780, about 800, 804, and it was not a good thing for us as a company, because we had to lose some of our customers on this issue of gas price. So this year,
well, with that, we've come to the end of the news update at this moment. Join us again for another time on our news bulletin. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.